Hey, how's it going everyone? It's Gavin from Balls to You, and as the title suggests, I am done. The end of the 2019 breeding season is officially over. The last clutch has gone over from the incubator into the hatchling rack. It's all done. I bet you thought I was gone. I ain't gone. I'm still standing. Even though it's one of those sad times when you have to switch the incubator off because basically everything's done. It still gives me an absolutely drive forward for the next year. And as you can see behind me, we've got the whiteboard out doing the breeding plan. I'm really buzzing about the next coming season. All the animals seem to be on point. This season for me, I'm going to talk a little bit about it, not in too much depth because I share the good and the bad, and this year has been bad and good. If you remember what I said at the end of the video when I did an interview with Mark, I'll link it up above somewhere. If you haven't watched it, get over and give it a watch. You can't appreciate the good without having the bad, and you can't appreciate the bad without having the good. So it's sort of an equilibrium. This season for me has been one of those. We've had some massive issues here in the UK, and from what I can gather all over the world, the weather has played a massive part in the lack of breeding, let's say, this season. This season for me has been by far my worst, if that makes sense. In other words, I anticipated sort of round about 40 clutches and I ended up with only round about 11. The good thing from that, it actually gave me a break, if that makes sense, from dealing with all the babies year in, year out. Obviously, the more clutches you hatch, the more babies you produce, the more babies that need housing, need feeding, need cleaning, need caring for, etc, etc. And on top of the original collection, it does mount up. So this year, even though I only had 11 clutches, it was still a fantastic year. The babies that I hatched were amazing. It gave me that opportunity to go away and spend some time with the family, and also enabled me to go over to Canada and meet all you fine, awesome Canadians and some Americans. For me, again, this year at the Doncaster Racecourse, everything of mine sold out. So every time I appeared at the Doncaster show, I only had animals to display, or in some cases, in the last show, I didn't take any animals because those animals that I would have displayed were too big for the displays or were in shed. However, I still attended. I still showed my ugly mush. I still wanted to meet all you guys out there. So it was absolutely amazing to get a chance to speak to you all last show at the Doncaster show, due to the fact I didn't have to worry about making those sales. Again, good and bad. This season for me has been a massive learning curve. I have moved facility, or moved in general. It's been a struggle, I'm not going to lie. Like I said, you know, the animals have been in a new environment. The previous HQ was all set up bang on perfect. This HQ, unfortunately, was a little bit different. I think we're there now. I've dialed it in, and this is something that you guys can take from this as well. Just when you think you've got everything on point, something happens and it knocks it all out of sync. And these animals are very sensitive to climate change, to environmental change, let's say. So you have to bear that in mind. This season, like I said, and I say this season, I moved the original HQ in here. Around about October time, I set up the HQ in here. It's been fine, don't get me wrong, I love all the room. But the downside to that is the snakes have noticed the change of environment, whether it be air pressure or down to the noise or the light, etc, etc. It's just one of those things that the animals now, I feel, have adapted. When I moved them originally, they weren't that happy regarding, you know, the different rooms. Some of them were feeding, some of them wasn't. They didn't get enough size on them, obviously, regarding breeding season side of things. And they didn't really kick in. Also, I also changed bedding. Again, learning curve. And for me, if I was perfect at everything, I might as well jack it all in, because ultimately the whole thing with life is moving on and learning. So with me, I learned that when I changed the bedding, I had quite a few issues. I went on to a coconut mulch bedding. I had real issues with the humidity. One tub was too much, one tub wasn't enough, bad sheds, all the animals, or majority of the animals, didn't want to feed because it wasn't what they were used to. I'm not knocking the cocoa nut bedding, I'm just saying it just wasn't what they were used to. So again, room change, bedding change, weather change, the forecast. We were having heat waves in February and in April, which was crazy. We didn't really have a proper winter either. Sort of, it really confused the animals. And here in the UK, we've now just had our first real couple of weeks of bad weather, which has been fantastic. All the animals are smashing food, and a few of the females, or majority of the females, have been inverted or lying a little bit uncomfortable, which is signs to me that says they are ready for breeding. So with that being said, 2020 is underway. I've already done the pairing, as I've said behind me. I've already started doing my breeding schedule. One thing I've learned from this season, and it really got me down, but one thing I learned was never give up. It made me appreciate all the years prior to that, where every year has just been successful. And then this year just hit and it just went, whew. You're going to get years like that, guys. It doesn't matter whether you're a small breeder, a big breeder, a bedroom breeder, a facility breeder. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how expensive your snakes are. It doesn't matter how much money you've spent on your racks. It does not matter if you've got the latest air conditioning in your room. You're going to have your bad times. You're going to have your bad years. And you've just got to take them, get hit, and get back up. Ozzy had a bad year this year, and Ozzy for me was one of those, the guys who I look up to, along with Justin. I don't know about Justin's year, whether he's had a great year or not, but Ozzy certainly said that this year has been very poor for him. He's still knocked it out the park with some of the combos that he's produced. Ozzy's always been upfront regarding what year or how his year has gone regarding breeding, and certainly this year he's said to me, this year hasn't been his best. However, that normally means that the coming season is going to be absolutely stellar. So with me, like I said, I'm absolutely buzzing for this coming breeding season. Moving forward, I've got some amazing pairings going on. I've got some first time breeders coming on board on the breeding team, which I'm really looking forward to. We've got some real nice, exciting new genes that hopefully will start popping out. We've got Cryptic, we've got Cypress, and among with some other bits and pieces. So we're going to have some amazing stuff coming this season. And again, for me, like I said, doesn't matter what happens moving forward. It's going to be what it is. For me, I don't rely on this to make money. This is a hobby for me. As long as it pays for itself, that's all I'm bothered about. I love to reinvest in animals, so I like to buy animals, buy snakes with snake money, let's say. And for me, that's how I do this. I don't rely on this as an income. I've got a job that pays all my bills. This is just a fantastic hobby for me, and I just absolutely love it. I get excited about it every year. My head gets blown away at work because I'm thinking about genetics and combinations. And I guarantee you I do quite a few people's heads in regarding when I talk about snakes. This year, like I said, regarding the last breeding season, 2019, it wasn't the best. So for me, the 11 clutches that I did have, I'm very grateful. Hit some amazing combos, hit some world's bests. And I'm absolutely so proud of the animals that I've produced, and you guys, and I hope you guys are very proud of the animals that you have purchased off me regarding the animals that I let go. Unfortunately, I'm not going to make Tinley. I did let a few people know. I was hoping to try and get out there, but at the moment there's things here that need my attention, and for me, I need to be here. And I'm sorry to let you guys down over in the States. I was really hoping to get over there and chill out and mingle and meet all you guys, but I can tell you this, I've got some nice stuff planned for next year, so hopefully that'll make up for that. Obviously, I've put together a breeders meeting here in the UK, which is happening on the 27th of this month, which is a Sunday, between the hours of 1 and 4. Tickets only event. If you want tickets, I'll put Gary from Boys Balls, who's helping me out with this. He's been an absolute gem. He's helping me out with this. He's dealing with all the inquiries. I'll put his information in the description box below. If you still want tickets, there are tickets still available. So I'll put his information in the description box below. And that's about it. I've got some exciting projects that I want to go into in another video. I spoke on another video about the cryptic gene. I've got some stuff to show you from that. I've also got a very awesome project. I actually saw some animals from Germany and from Scotland from some awesome breeders, and I'm really excited to show you guys. I just wanted to get them settled in, get them feeding. They've gone through the quarantine period. Everything's all good. And I'm going to update you on a few animals as well. So I want to do a few videos and update you on some animals that you saw through the year or last year. Whether you saw me purchase or produce them, I want to show you some update videos on them. With that being said, I'm going to shut up. This is done. Let's crack on with the new season. So I just want to say thank you to all my supporters. Thanks to everyone who supports my channel, even the special ones behind the scenes. You know who you are. Again, thanks for all your support. Take care, and I'll see you guys soon.